Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan, and thank you so much for joining us for our Monday weather update, recorded on May the 6th. Well, this week we go into the second week of May, and as we said last week, this high pressure zone south of Australia is going to dominate our weather for the first half of this entire month. As we go through this week, it is the southerly flow, which is going to turn around more as a southeasterly as the centre of that high drifts closer towards us in the coming days. That means we've got at least 2 or 3 colder southerly flows coming into the country this week. We've already got one today. That is that southerly change you can see moving up the country. We've got another couple more coming in this week. Not much moisture with it, but there might be a dusting of snow even around Queenstown as we go into the next couple of days. And then some frosty weather also coming into both of the main islands. Nothing too aggressive, but generally speaking, the temperatures are certainly down over this week compared to where they've been this year. Further to the north, up in the subtropics, we've got another area of low pressure that is going to drop down over the next few days, deepen, and turns into a storm system, but it's mostly going to affect the Chatham Islands and further out to the east, out into the open waters. So let's have a look at the precipitation for the next couple of days. We've got a little bit into the North Island to begin with, and then later on into the week as we get to the middle portion, here comes that next colder southerly change around the middle of the week. A little bit of snow around the mountains and ranges, but mostly just a few rain showers coming in to both islands. Let's have a look at lunchtime Tuesday. So the blue line here indicates that secondary colder change, or sorry, the first one we've got at the moment, but it takes another day, I should say, to get into the North Island. So second day going up there further to the north. You'll feel that as a colder east to southeasterly wind for many places. A little bit of wet weather, just clipping a few areas. Mostly though, that wet weather is out at sea. Temperature-wise, lowest temperatures on Tuesday. As you can see, we're getting down into that frost territory, especially in these areas here through the South Island and the lower part of the North Island, potentially Waikato as well. Maximum temperatures on Tuesday, not too bad in many places, but certainly a little bit colder for you if you're down around the South Island. Let's go through to lunchtime Wednesday. Here comes the next cold change here. That's the cold front, southerlies coming through. That's because the high here drifting a little bit further closer in towards us, so those winds swing back a bit more southerly, but we've still got a southeasterly up here towards northern New Zealand. Now on Thursday, the subtropical low starts to deepen, becomes a little more clearer on our maps. That is tracking southwards. It could move into New Zealand, except the high coming out of Australia is sort of bulldozing it out to the eastern side. But the next cold change coming through on Wednesday, which you see here at lunchtime Thursday, moving further up into the North Island. And because of the more southeasterly winds going around the high, that encourages some wet weather along these dry eastern areas. So for farmers and growers and those on the rain tanks around Waited Upper, Hawke's Bay, and maybe up towards Gisborne as well, you'll be getting a little bit of wet weather. It won't be a huge amount, and even a dusting of snow along the ranges, dry and sunny for most other places out towards the west. By Friday, the stormy system out here is deepening, and between that low and the high, which you might have noticed has gone backwards again, it's doing this sort of moving left and right over the last week or so. As it retreats backwards just a little bit, the air pressure goes up, and this one goes down, and so the squash zone between the two gets more intense. Put simply, it gets windier on Friday in many places from the south, the southwest, or the southeast. By Saturday, those isobars, even more of them now, as this low deepens. Proper storm, 962 hectopascals. That's a stormy thing, but it's way out to the east. Chatham Islands, you're in the cold change right here. Big, strong southerly, cold, sort of wintry weather for you. And actually further to the eastern North Island, also colder, showery, cloudier weather. Many other places, though, more onto the high pressure side of things by Saturday, and actually not too bad. Might be a frost or two around this weekend. It just depends on the breeze and the cloud cover. And here on Sunday, high pressure out at sea, moving closer into the country. Air pressure's going up, but these blue blobs you see show that the high pressure zone might be a little cloudy for some of you into the western side of New Zealand. It might be the eastern side to finally get the sun coming out in many places. So that is the weather for the week ahead. This high pressure system is the main feature still, and it will be even going into next week, which will be the third week of May by the time we get to Wednesday of next week. So this high pressure belt, that's the main feature. That is all from me. Back again tomorrow, Tuesday, with our next update. We'll see you then.